Okay, more non-restricted. This is going to be starting at lot number 74. And we'll end at the end of the rack, whatever number that is. And again, has to do with showing you the basic mechanics and let you hear it. Not intended to replace an in-house viewing by any stretch of the imagination, nor be a comprehensive display. What am I doing wrong there? Being graceful. Okay, so this one's got some use on it. It's a little bit dirty, and so I think that I'm not sure what else I can tell you about that one. It's had some. I'm going to pull the trigger once. Nothing bad to say, nothing good to say, and it's had some use. The bluing is gone off there. So again, a good usable starter, or for your buddy, or whatever the case may be. Number 75, we've got a couple of nice old lever shotguns. I think they're both 12 gauge. This one's 12 gauge. I'll pull the trigger once. Very nice representation. Mechanically, I think you're good on this one. It's got lots of character, but you're going to see that better in the photographs than in than me cycling it. So mechanically, it's not unusual. It's tight enough. It's not loose. It's not too loose. Not too tight. It's a Goldilocks piece. Same as this one here. Lot number 76. Good representation. Stays in place. Positive unlock. I'll do the trigger once. Yeah, exactly what you would expect on that one. Number 77, FEG, 3-inch Magnum. I don't think it's had a lot of use. It just seems like it's snug in a way that a low use piece has. And price point piece, so you get kind of what you see is what you get. And I'm not going to pull the trigger on this one. You do have safety on the thumb safety, and nothing to report on that one. It's again, I don't think it's a high miles piece. The reason there's some gaps in here is that we had taken out some of the antique ones to do the antiques display, and that's why we didn't rearrange them. But we're going to set it all up differently for the live viewing. On the Remington 700, lot number 78. It's had some use. You can see use. More so storage marks on it than anything else. Poor cleaning marks. Again, there's not a lot to report on that one. It does not feel unusually tight or loose. If we were really awesome, we would have a range here and we'd just go shoot everything, and it would be a good excuse to just go shoot everything. Like we don't have enough time, or spent enough time already. 79 on the 303 Savage. That's one of the reasons that we can't really spend a whole lot of time on the videos. There's already, by the time we're done, you can feel it's unlocking, it's locking. I'll do the trigger once. So you got the round indicator, or the charge indicator. It feels very nice. It's not loose. And nothing to report there. What was I saying? Oh, just that there's already miles and miles of footage on the sale. So if we try to do too in depth, 80 is the lot number on this one. This one has a coin on this side, Canadian silver 50-cent piece on this side, and then another little token on the other side. Mechanically, it has had use, and you can tell in the photographs that there is storage use on it. Mechanically, you know, I think most of your condition issues as far as the finish goes are much more related to storage than overuse or abuse, because it still feels smooth, and I wouldn't be surprised if mechanically it functions very nicely. Not putting rounds through it, we don't get to necessarily see how it cycles and whatnot. the butt plate is broken, but we will have mentioned that in the description. So mechanically a good user piece, but you'll never have that finish back to original. You know, maybe it's the type of gun you're allowed to refinish and nobody's gonna call you out on it. This is another one of the several that, you know, if we could tell a story of all the kids that have had it. Hamilton 22. It's got 1915 carved in it. RRS, some kid had it probably for Christmas in 1915. Carved that in there, probably got in heck from his dad or his mom or something for doing it at the time. It's had repairs, as they all have. I mean, they get abused, they get used as bats, they dig holes with them. So it's really more of a conversation piece and a you know, yeah, well, I guess a conversation piece for lack of a better term. The hammer does not lock. You know, maybe it's probably just a spring thing. Yeah, see, if I'm pushing forward, it is locking, and then I can pull the trigger. But it is definitely, you know, mechanically it needs a little bit of lock. I don't know how fixed you would want to do it though, because I think it's more of a conversation piece than not. Okay, we've got some heavy hitters coming along that, again, it is not my intent to spend a bunch of time on, because you can't. 87, but let's talk about some of the stuff that is normal. So the dust cover is there. It'll fall down, I already know that, but it's intact and it's there. They always fall down, don't they? Lever stays in place. I'm not going to drop the hammer on this older one, but it is locking. And move this down. So functioning wise, just going through the motions. It needs a good bit of TLC as far as the cleanup goes. Number 88. Not near as old. I don't know if we have this one dated. I don't think we do. Serial number 666771. Many of you know that right off the memory what year it is. I could be wrong. Maybe the hammer feels like the spring is a little bit on the soft side, but that could be me dreaming. Part of the front side is, the rear side is missing. The front side is missing altogether. Those are in your description. 89. Mechanically, we can't pull the trigger on this one. Rimfires are just not a good idea. None of them are necessarily a good idea, but some worse than others. It's used. It is used, but I don't see, you know, it does lock up. It does disengage. You know, it doesn't seem abused. It just seems like that it is well used. The tube locks up. So I think that what you see is what you get on this one. On the Winchester pump. A lot of times these ones don't necessarily cycle. This one feels really good. You know, has it had a little bit of work? Because the frame seems like it's less worn than the trigger guard. So I'm going to say there's probably been a little bit of mechanicking going on there. Let me just undo that trigger there. Another Winchester pump, lot number 91. Trigger is nice, locks. Hammer locks each time, even on a half cock. Feels nice and smooth. Not a bunch more I can tell you on that one. Locks in place. Now we've got a bunch of lightnings. I only see two here. I thought we had Maybe there is different string, or maybe I dreamt it. I'm sure there's more than 2 though. Small frame Lightning in 22. Is this 22 short only by chance? No, it doesn't say. In that case, that ejection port looks big enough to have more than a short. Locks up nicely. Trigger is good. Talk about a cute gun. And it is locked. Like when I did that, let me do that again. So it is locked. It's cycling through what it's supposed to, not quite nicely. I think that's a nice representation. For 22, the description part is in your catalog, of course, as far as anything they may or may not be missing that we picked up on the large frame, 38 caliber large frame. Feels very nice. It's locked. I won't pull the trigger. It locks up nicely. When it's there, it's not flopping around. Yeah. Better than most we see. Lot number 94 on the shotgun. And the Colt 10 gauge. Good positive lock. Just block it with my hand a little bit. Right now it's closed. It's not loose, not wiggly. If I open it, whoops. Well, that was graceful. Oh, I was gonna say it's got those inserts in it. So these are 16 gauge inserts that go in there. When you have the 16 gauge in there, you have to be pretty positive on when you close it. When you don't have them in there, it closes much more easily. So that's just, full disclosure. Maybe these need to be dressed just a little bit to fit in a little bit nicer. But those are 16 gauge inserts, and it does close a little nicer when those are not in it. But right now, it's tight. There's no wiggle on there. It opens very nicely. So mechanically, I think you got an awesome piece. I'm going to show it again with these in. And is there one position better than the other? It doesn't seem to be. It just seems to be it's any old position. But then when you go to close, you're not quite getting that lever falling into place. You have to be finessey. It still happens. You just have to be a bit more positive with it is all. So I don't think it's an issue. I'm just pointing it out. Number 95, another Colt. Beautiful Damascus on this one. I don't know if the photos or video will do it justice, but the Damascus and the brown patina on there is absolutely wonderful. So right now we got it locked and no wiggle. Let's open it. We'll do that first. Opens like butter. No wiggle. Closes like butter. Hammer. They already were on half cock. Both really nice pieces indeed. So, or nice triggers. So again, mechanically, I think they're pretty sound on that one. Number 96, 10 gauge again. It's a monster. It's locked. This has got internal hammers, no wiggle, thumb safety, unlock, or smooth. It's tight. It's not wiggling in the hinge there. Locks up positively. So again, on the 10 gauge, you can buy that one. A beautiful wood. I know that's not what the video's for, but beautiful wood on that one. Might even be called deluxe wood. Depends on what else was available at the time. Number 97, Newman Brothers. This one is a little less sexy. So you can see that it hasn't been cleaned properly, and that's on the owner. I don't remember which collection it came from, to be honest. So, but when it's locked, a little bit of wiggle, and if you can hear it or see it, but it is there. Opens up nicely. The hinge is fine. Maybe if there's rounds in there, it would be snug. Hammer's lock. unlock. So bit more of a price point piece, and nothing specific to report that you can't tell from those little videos there, or those little descriptive words. Number 98. This was in the high wall musket. Now I wonder, we're well into the bidding already, and this one I have not looked at. I've been so busy, and this one is in 22 long, which is, I think, just an awesome. I'm really a big fan of 22s nowadays. It locks up, disengages, very positive. Hammer, we won't drop the hammer on it, but I mean, it locks into position, trigger drops. Awesome. Positive engagement, you know, so I think with this one here, there's a lot of confidence that can be bought. Definitely has some polished areas. Not 100% sure why. And then the photographs, I'm sure, will do a better job of that one. But mechanically, this one feels awesome. As soon as we're done shooting this video, I'm gonna go and look at what it's at for the bidding. Number 99, Winchester 63. Still has the fixed sight in there, but there's a little optic on top of it. Little mini version for the kids to have, and mechanically and otherwise, and even appearance-wise, I would say better than average. It really does feel like a nice piece, but I can't pull the trigger on it as much as I would love to. I think you could buy this one with confidence. And long rifle, 22 long rifle on that one. Probably has to have long rifle to cycle it. The last one in this batch is lot number 121 Colt. In awesome condition. Let's listen to the hammer. I'm just saying. That is like positive engagement on there. And I mean, I think if I was to drop that, it would rattle the building. It's got a good solid spring in it. Flip up sights, 3 position. So you got the down position, fun position, second position there. Mechanically though, I think the video has done its job on that one, so I think this one is a fantastic piece. So that's it for that string, 121, and we'll continue on and hopefully get them all done in eventually, but I can't promise. We're going to try, and then we'll get the feedback from there. So we'll cut this one off and we'll get on to the next batch. Thanks.